I actually created this tool in today's video for the 2025 Etsy Summit and was absolutely blown away by how much you guys loved it and all of the kind and wonderful reviews that I got about it. So I wanted to bring this to everyone who may not have been able to go to the summit or who missed my presentation for any reason. Now, without further ado, hello and welcome. I'm so excited today to show you how to take the power of Pinterest marketing and automate it for an impressive evergreen traffic source to boost your Etsy sales. And even better, we're going to do this without adding on tons of work because we are all short on time, right? You're going to love this presentation because you can set the system up once and it really does the work for you to grow your traffic consistently. And the best part is that I'm only going to be using free tools for all of this. There are no paid subscriptions needed for anything. No Zapier, no Tailwind, nada. So, you might be thinking, why should I waste my time on Pinterest when Etsy already has its own traffic base? The easy answer is that Pinterest is an independent traffic source. So even if Etsy's algorithm changes or sales slow down, your Pinterest traffic keeps flowing. Essentially, it's a safety net. And there are other benefits as well. Pinterest is a powerful traffic generator that builds over time for long-lasting and free traffic to your Etsy store. In fact, Pinterest drives 43% of Etsy's social media traffic alone. Pinterest and Etsy have a very similar user base with a mostly female audience. And Pinterest also has a very purchase intent type of audience. Over 85% of Pinterest users have made a purchase from a pin that they saw. That's fantastic. So today I'll show you how to capitalize on all of this Pinterest goodness and create automated pins quickly and effectively. Okay, before we dive in, let me introduce myself. I'm Jess from Insights by Jess, a blog and YouTube channel dedicated to helping Etsy sellers grow strategically. I've been a top 1% Etsy seller since 2009, building several different 6- and 7-figure brands across platforms like Etsy, Amazon, and Shopify. Much of my success has come from taking a data-driven approach to SEO and learning other marketing strategies like Pinterest. And that's why we're here today. So let's jump into the good stuff. So your first step is going to be creating a Pinterest business account. If you've been using your regular account to pin your Etsy listings for quite a while, you can switch that over to a business account. It's pretty easy. Then add a lovely Pinterest header and profile picture that matches your Etsy store branding. A lot of sellers just use the same images, and that's totally fine. Next, create 5 to 10 different Pinterest boards with board titles related to your niche. This is your chance to really think outside the box, and you can even take this one step further by creating SEO optimized descriptions for each board and even add some lovely board covers to really maximize your visibility and your brand authority. But essentially, this is what's going to help Pinterest understand what your account is about and recognize you as a quality Pinterest contributor, which is very helpful. And another perk I want to mention is that as you grow and build your own Etsy website, you can use your same Pinterest account to start generating traffic to the new site as well. So that's another huge bonus. Now, just to show you what some of these successful Pinterest accounts look like, here are some real Etsy sellers' Pinterest pages. So you can get an idea of what their profile looks like, what their boards look like, and all of that good stuff as well. And there's tons more, but these were the ones that I personally found when I was digging through Pinterest to see what was up there. So ideally, you're going to want to set your profile up like this with a nice header, a nice profile picture, and some lovely board names that all have to do with the products you're selling. That way, your board names are also working towards your SEO. Now, let's talk about some best practices for using Pinterest so that you can get the best possible results here. Now, first and foremost, Pinterest rewards fresh content. Not too long ago, it really benefited pinners to pin the same thing to several different boards at once. That is no longer true in 2025. So, fresh content means having a unique image and a unique URL, and sometimes also a unique title and or description. So, how that translates for us as Etsy sellers is that we want to avoid pinning the same listing for 7 days. This is commonly known in the Pinterest VA world as the step ladder approach. Another very important part of building visibility on Pinterest is that the algorithm rewards consistency. So you want to have a pinning schedule and really stick to it. If you have 8 listings, for example, you can pin once per day without having to repeat within that same week. If you have 30 listings, you can pin 3 or 4 times a day. So, to recap, fresh content and consistency are the two biggest factors in growing visibility and building a steady stream of traffic. Now that you know why Pinterest is worth your time and we've covered some best practices, let's get to the fun part, automation. Here is what you'll need to set this up. First, a Pinterest business account. Second, you'll need an Etsy store with at least 8 listings, right? Because we don't want to pin the same URL or the same listing for at least a week. And then 3, a Gmail account so you can access Google Sheets for free. And that's it. There's no expensive subscriptions, no Zapier, no Tailwind, anything else needed for this. So the automation part is actually super easy. And to do this, the first step is to log into your Etsy seller dashboard. You're going to want to go to Settings and click Options. On the top, you will see Download Data. And when you click on that tab, you're going to see right at the top here, Currently for Sale Listings, and a big button that says Download CSV. So you're going to want to click that Download CSV button, and that's going to have all of your listing data on it. Now, what that's going to do is open up a file, and it's going to look like this, Etsy Listings Download. When you open that up, it's going to open up Excel for me. So it's super easy, and this is going to have all the information we need for automatically creating pins on Pinterest. Next, we're going to use Pinterest bulk scheduling template, and you can see it at this website, this help page here. It will let you download a sample spreadsheet. Now, I also have a Pinterest Power Pro set that will automate most of this for you and make your setup super fast, super easy, and really just take this to the next level. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to use the Pinterest bulk upload spreadsheet. Now, I do want to point out that you can post up to 200 pins at a time, but you can only schedule up to 100 pins at a time. I do not suggest bulk posting because you do not want Pinterest to classify your account as spammy, but bulk scheduling is where the power really is here. So this is what the Pinterest bulk upload spreadsheet looks like. It is super easy to use, and it's really just going to be a lot of copy and pasting. So we're going to come back to that CSV file of the Etsy listings download that we just downloaded a second ago. And this is going to be what creates our pins. Now, here's the important part. If you are using the bulk upload sheet from Pinterest, you're going to need to spend some time formatting everything correctly and carefully so that you don't have any upload errors. If you're using my Pinterest automation template that comes with Pinterest Power Pro, most of the formatting is going to be done for you automatically. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is copy all of your titles over. And I have 30 listings in my example file here. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy all of these cells here. And I'm going to come to this handy dandy spreadsheet and literally just paste them all right here where it says title. And you want to make sure that you shorten the title so that it is not more than 100 characters. So your title can only be 100 characters or less. I typically just delete the last few words, taking off about a third of the overall title. And then the next step you're going to want to do is paste the media URL. So this is your image URL. So you're essentially going to come back to this Etsy upload tab here and come to the image one. Now, technically, you can create pins for each of these different images. These could all be unique pins. For today's purposes, we're just going to do image one because that is the main image that you have on your Etsy listing. And then you literally just paste it on in there. Now you're going to have to decide which Pinterest board you want to post the listing onto and type that name in here. You can just jump over to Pinterest and copy the name right from Pinterest so that it matches exactly. So for example, just do this, come on back to my spreadsheet and paste it in there. If you don't put a Pinterest board in here or you spell it differently or incorrectly, Pinterest will just create a new board for you. But I definitely suggest adding in a board name. Step 4 is this thumbnail column. And this is the easiest step because you just leave this blank. This is only going to be relevant if you're uploading a video, so that's a problem for another day. Step 5 is the description. Now we come back to our Etsy upload file. We're going to slide on over here and we're going to copy our listing description over. Here's the thing. You want to make sure that your listing description is 500 characters or less. So I typically just delete everything in that description after the first 1 or 2 paragraphs. So it basically will have all the good, catchy info about your product, but it's not going to have any of the extra stuff that you have in your description. If you've seen a lot of my videos or read a lot of my blog posts, I call that part of your description the appeal statement. Some people also like to paste their keywords in at the end of the description if they have enough space, but that's totally optional, and as long as you keep it under 500 characters, you're going to be just fine. The next step here is the link column. So we're going to jump back over to our Etsy dashboard and we are going to grab the listing URLs for each of these listings. To grab those URLs, what you are going to do is come back over to your Etsy listing dashboard and click on the listings menu. You're going to see all of your listings here and click on this little gear down at the bottom of each listing card. Then right click where it says view on Etsy and click copy link address. Now, if you don't see your listings like this, it might be because you have quick edit on, so make sure you do not have that on. Once you have copied that URL, you just come back to the handy dandy spreadsheet here and find the listing that it matches and paste that URL directly in here. And like I said a second ago, that is really the hardest part of the whole process. It's the only thing that you really have to spend some time setting up. Super easy. And then there's only 2 steps left and we are all done. Now, here's where we have to do a little bit of formatting. The next step is the publish date. You're going to want to put the date that you want to publish your pins here. So you want the date to be in this exact format. And lastly, we have the keywords. Now you can just come back over to that Etsy upload tab, find your tags, and copy all of those directly over under the keywords column of your Pinterest file. Now, this is a little bit more formatting. Etsy actually uses an underscore instead of a space in the tags section. So what you're going to want to do is select all of these here, come over to edit, find and replace. You're going to find all the underscores and replace it with a space. And then you're just going to replace all of those. You can click replace all if you want, or you can do it one by one just to make sure. And that's it. You are done. So all we have to do now that we have our wonderful spreadsheet is come to File, Download, and then click comma separated values to download this as a CSV file. So this is our Pinterest sheet that we are then going to come back over to Pinterest and upload our CSV file. And that is going to schedule our pins automatically. So just to show you how this works, you would come over here to account settings, and right here, kind of tucked between add Pinterest account and this blue bubble, is a tiny little menu button that says settings. And believe me, I spent an agitating amount of time looking for this under this menu because this blue bubble just made this visibility like non-existent in my eyes, apparently. So you're going to click that. You're going to click bulk, create pins, and drop your CSV file right here. So that's it. That's going to automatically upload 100 scheduled pins. After the initial setup, scheduling future pins just takes 5 to 10 minutes every few weeks. And I usually just set a calendar reminder for before my scheduled pins run out to update the sheet and reschedule. Now, you can take this even one step further and create your own pins with a design program like Canva or Photoshop. This can help you stand out and engage more users, and the new images count as fresh new pin content as well. To do that, you're going to need to have a URL for each image. So you can use a free site like Post Image to get the URLs. It's easy peasy, it does not take long at all. And just in case you've missed all of the previous mentions throughout this video, I just want to remind you that I've created a super smart toolkit that does most of the setup and formatting for you. Plus, it comes with Pinterest strategy guides, tips, and so much more. That link is down below with all of my other great stuff to grow your Etsy store, so you can really make this work for you as an automated traffic source. After you spend an hour setting this system up, you can sit back with a latte and let Pinterest start building a whole new stream of sales for your store. Whew! Thank you for joining me today. I hope this presentation has inspired you to unlock Pinterest potential for your Etsy shop. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I am always here to help. And for another cool marketing strategy that takes your sales to the next level, be sure to check out this video next.